Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel and in the video. So in this video, I will be replacing this ordinary single pole switch into a smart switch. It's relatively easy if you know basic electrical wiring. So if you don't, I would advise you to please contact a licensed electrician for this. But I can show it to you how an electrical single pole switch is changed to a smart switch. So the smart switch which we have bought is this TP-Link Kasa. It's a pack of 3, and this particular smart switch requires a neutral wire. So what the neutral wire does is basically it powers the Wi-Fi chip which is inside these switches. There are smart switches which do not require neutral wire, but in this case this one does require neutral wire. So you have to make sure that there's a neutral wire in the electrical box. All the homes which are built after the 1970s usually have a neutral wire in the box. Once I open it up, I will show it to you how the neutral wire looks like. But before that, I will open the box, and it comes with a pack of 3. This is the smart switch, and this is the faceplate which they provide, but I won't be using it in this case because it's a 3-gang switch box. This is how the single pole switch looks like. It's a dimmer switch, so this is to dim the light, and on at the back it's clearly mentioned the load here, and then there's a line wire, and then the white is for neutral and the green is for ground. So I'll start with removing the switch, the existing switch. I have switched off the power, so it's pretty easy. Just unscrew the existing switch. Yeah, this is unscrewed. I will also screw the other 2. This one in the middle is a dummy switch, so this is actually not a switch, it's just a plate. It had a switch earlier, but we made the receptacle direct. That's why I've just put in this plate over here. So I'll remove that as well. The switch we'll be replacing is for our porch light outside. So yeah, this plate comes out, and this switch is our staircase light. So this is a 3-way switch, so we won't be replacing that right now because 3-way requires a different kind of a smart switch. The one we have ordered is a single pole only, so that means just from one switch on off versus a 3-way. So I'll show you the difference between a single pole and a 3-way. Like you see over here, so this is a single pole switch. That means a live is coming into the switch here, and then this is the load wire which goes to the fixture. Versus in a 3-way switch, you have one live, and 2 load wires, 2 traveler you can say. So actually one is live, one is load, and one is traveler going to the next switch which is upstairs to switch on the light from the other side. So we'll be replacing this single pole switch here. This is a non-contact voltage tester, so if it blinks red, that means there is live current, but if it stays green, that means there is no current. So since I have switched off the breaker, there is no current in any of the wires in this box, so I am safe to remove the wires and touch them. So we'll start off with removing the wire. Usually the one which is at the bottom is the live wire, but the way you can find out is if you remove the screw, and if you see there's a wire coming into the switch and then going to another switch, that means that it is a live wire because it is feeding the current to the next switch. So in my case, this is the live wire, but there is another way to test it. Basically just remove the wire, remove both the wires actually, and then switch on the circuit breaker. The live wire will have red light on it, like the red current, and the one with the load will not have any current unless until the switch is turned. Yeah, so the load will not have any current, but the live will always have current in it. So I was mentioning about the neutral wire. Neutral wire is usually in white color, and it is always pushed at the back of the junction box. The ordinary switches do not require a neutral wire, so these are the neutral wires which are bunched together, and we will be using we'll be attaching the neutral wire to this particular set of wires here. So just unscrew it, and then we unscrew the live wire as well. Like you can see, the live is coming into this wire nut and then coming out of this wire nut, going to a switch, and then going to another wire nut. So just to get rid of one of the wire nuts, I'll unscrew the wire nut from here. So basically this is done. So with the help of my nose pliers, yeah, so this is unscrewed, and I will also open this wire nut which feeds live current to the next set of wires. This was the piece which came out from that switch. I'll just straighten the copper wire inside, and we'll just cut it where and so basically this will act as a live wire to our smart switch, and then all the rest of them will I can just tie them up in a wire nut, and we'll then continue the circuit. Give them a nice twist, and you can cut the wires at the end, the loose ones. And just twist them. Yeah, and we'll put back the wire nut. Once you're putting back the wire nut, we have to just make sure that none of the copper wire is exposed out of the wire nut, so all of them are within. Just to tighten, we can use a pliers. Yeah, we have our live, load, and the neutral, and we also need a ground wire. So ground wires are basically the bare copper ones or green colored ones. So right at the back of the junction box, you will see that there are a couple of ground wires which are already tied up in a wire nut. So I can just pull that out. So this is the bunch of ground wires, and I can attach my ground wire to this existing wire nut. We can just open it up, put our ground wire, give it a twist, and then put back the wire nut. So our ground wire is done. Next we have the neutral. So for neutral, like I mentioned, that there would be a bunch of neutral wires already in the junction box if you have a house built after the 1970s. Yeah, so we can attach the neutral wire. There are few smart switches like the Kasa series which do not require a neutral wire, but they are a bit expensive. So if you have neutral wire, then you can go ahead with other smart switches, but if you do not have a neutral wire, then you can go ahead with the Kasa series. So yeah, we'll just push back the neutral wire, the ground wire, the back of the junction box, and then we just have to install the load. Where is the live and the load? So this is my live wire, and it is mentioned at the back. This is the load in red, and black is line. It's a bit too long. I just cut. Simply unscrew it, and so you see there's a tab here. You can just push the wire into the tab. Yeah. Tighten the screw. Just check the wires is not loose. So our live is done. Next is hooking up the load. Simply tighten this, and yeah, that's done. Just make sure the orientation is correct. So dimmers, the dimmer switches are on the top, and we'll just push back these wires. This one has a lot of room because we are not using the center switch, but usually in a 3-gang box where there's a lot of wires, so it's a bit difficult to screw in all the switches. So we'll just screw them back in place. And yeah, I forgot to mention they also provide us with the wire nuts and the screw. So we need 2 screws for this one. There are two slots. So in the bigger slot, this screw will go in, and the small slots on each of the switches you see over here, it's for the faceplate. Yeah, so both the switches are installed. Just need to put back the dummy plate here. These are all adjustable, so depending on the faceplate, you can move these, and once the faceplate is installed, you can tighten this. I usually install the screwless faceplate, so that gives me an option to tighten these screws even after the faceplate is installed. I'll run back to my utility room and switch on the breaker, and then we'll see you. I switched back the power, and like you can see, the green and amber light of the Wi-Fi is blinking. So that means it has to be configured with the app. So you can download the Kasa app and then proceed with the steps mentioned, and then give it a unique name. It is also compatible with Google and Alexa. So if you have one of the ecosystems at home, you can add them to Amazon Alexa or Google, and then give a voice command, and then the light can be turned on. It also has a manual switch, so if you don't want to do a voice command, you can simply tap this switch, and once this circle is lit, that means the switch is turned off. So in dark you will get to know where exactly the switch is, and then once you turn it back on, so that means it's on. And this is the indicator at the top, how dim. So if you keep on pressing it, it becomes dim, and if you hold it, this is the brightest. Yeah, so this one is for our porch light outside. Switch it off, and yeah, it's off. Okay, switch it back on, and then dim. to install this, before you install this switch, actually just make sure your light fixture is dimmable. If it's not dimmable, then there are smart switches without the dimming option, so you can go ahead with that one. But since our fixture was dimmable, so this dimming function was working. And you can even set the lowest minimum dimming option in the app. So basically about 15%. So even if you dim it to that, keep on pressing the dimming option, it will not go beyond 15%. So that's the minimum level. Yeah, so that's how you install a single pole smart switch. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please do that, and we will see you next time. Take care. Bye.